box, what I tend to do is have some loose chalk in a little Tupperware tub, and then I put that in there, and that just helps to prevent any knocking and breaking. It just cushions it a little bit more. Okay, that's the reason why I've got the loose chalk in there, and obviously it means that I have got one less bit on the table because I have the loose chalk here. It means that I can actually pick it up with my finger and thumbs and do the delicate areas that I need to. So I haven't got a couple of boxes there, it's only just the one, so it's 2 in 1 together. What's that? Is that you? Okay, right, so as we've said before, we use the chalk. The chalk is good for drying out the coat if there's any oils, natural oils in the coat. It helps to dry those out. It gives you a bit more of a grip. It also helps to separate the coat, so the strands, that it makes it easier for you to pull those out. Also, it also helps to, if you're brushing it in, it helps to give it a little bit more ease when you're pulling it out of the pores itself. So it helps release the pores, release the coat a little bit more. Okay, and that way you're not going to inflame and pull the coat and the pores and distress those. So chalk is going to be one of your best friends. It's one of the best things to use. It is a bit messy, obviously. You can, if you wanted to, rinse it out afterwards, or I tend to just brush it out and then give it a couple of days, and if it's still sitting in the coat, just rinse down with a lukewarm water, and you know, remove it that way. I don't always wash a dog once they've been stripped, unless it's their legs and their beards for furnishings, because those pores are open, and not all dogs, but some dogs might might get a bit of an irritation, skin irritation from where the pores are open and the water's gone in or shampoo's gone in. It can irritate them. Not all dogs. I've known a few dogs that it has happened to. It used to happen to Rasheen, my oldest, but we don't, I don't do it now. I just brush out, and I use a hairdryer as well if I've got lots and lots of chalk. But to be honest, you're putting the chalk on the hair here, so the chalk is coming out with the hair. There's not going to be a lot left at the base of it anyway. So just while I've been talking to you, you can see I've just stripped a little bit out, and you can see the softer undercoat here. So this is going to be a lot softer. We're not showing her. She's not a show. She is a pet, so she doesn't come in every 2 or 3 weeks so that we can build the layers. But Mum has done one of the workshops, and when she's recovered from her surgery, she's going to be working her coat in between grooms with us. So hopefully we will get a nice little bit of build up of her layering in her coats, but the main thing is, it's like her mum said, she just wants her to be smart, comfortable and healthy. Okay, so we're just doing as we did before. If you remember, we're not gripping that knife nice and tight. It is loose in my hands. You don't want to see any white knuckles. We're not on a white knuckle ride. We just want it nice and supple in our hands, and I'm actually guiding the hair that I want to pull out up with my thumb into the path of the knife, and then in one foul motion. So we're going up and then we're coming down. We're going up and coming down, up and down, up and down, and doing it that way. You're not pulling it, you're not pulling it, you're not pulling the skin, you're not pulling the hair, you're not bending it over the knife and then that way pulling it and then cutting it because you bent it over the knife. You're actually just letting the knife do all the work, and you're guiding it with your finger and thumb there, as so. All this push pull is okay if you've got a really tough hair and you've got lots of it, but again, it's not the motion that you want to be looking at guiding it. So when I say that, you're actually guiding the hair up with your thumb into the path of your knife, and you're bringing the knife down, and you're doing it in one motion. The motion that you're doing it is not coming from your wrist, it's coming from your elbow. So you're going down and up, down and up, not like this, or not like this, where you're tensing your tensing your hand, your wrist and your elbow, and then you're bending. That's not the way you do it. Good girl. What you're doing is you're going push up, down, up, down. So if you can practice that motion when you're having a cup of tea, or you stood in the kitchen and you're waiting for something to boil on the stove, just do this motion and get some muscle memory, so you remember that you're actually, everything's coming from your elbow, not your shoulder, not your wrist. If your elbow is doing that, everything else is kept supple, and that's going to eliminate any carpal tunnel problems, any tendon problems that you have. It also enables me, where I was bitten and I've got tendon damage and nerve damage in this hand, I'm left-handed, and I thought, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to carry on. But because of the motion that I'm doing and that technique, it means that I can still strip with that injury. Okay, sometimes you'll see me with a glove on, which means because I've got some strapping underneath, where I just need a little support on my wrist if I've been doing a few dogs, you know, over a course of a couple of days. But in general, that's all you need to be doing. I don't, so I'm just going to put that. And remember, you need to be chalking and lifting that coat, because every time you go across and go down, you're flattening the coat. That's natural, it's going to happen, there's nothing you can do about that. But if you keep lifting the coat, then you're going to get a better finish. And then you can see we've got lots of little hairs here that are still needing to come out, but if I've got that flat, you're not going to see those and they'll be undetected. But when I lift them, fluff them, you can see them here, and these are what we need to pull out again, so we go over a second time. Okay, so that's why it's important for you to just lift the coat in between your strokes. So do 2 or 3 strokes, stop, lift the coat, have a look at it, and then carry on. All right, and do that, put that there without dropping it. That's a good girl. Okay, right, so I'm going to do 2 or 3 strokes, and then we're going to go back to that area there that I've just done, lift the hair, and there's still a few bits there that can come out. What I'm going to do is take the main bulk of her off today, and then I will go back halfway through and just look at what needs to come out, and we'll go over it a second time. So let's get the bulk of it off her, and then that way she's not going to be on the table for too long. Okay, so we're going to chalk. I'm using a, actually this is a Groomer DK. They call this a carding knife, but I actually use it as a stripping knife. It works brilliantly, not only just on detail work, but on the bulkier coats. And because it is a carding knife, it doesn't pick up loads and loads of coat that you would have in your, say, something like this. You can see all the teeth here are completely different to those teeth here. So what we do is we will use this on the really heavy thick coats, but it's taking more coat out in one foul swoop. When we're doing it with this one, we're just taking a little bit less, so like so. We also have this knife that we have from Groomer DK, which has got a variation of teeth here. This has been designed so that you don't pull the undercoat out as well, and it eliminates you getting lots of holes in your coat as well. So it is great when you're doing show dogs. I use this on my girls and Killian a lot. But if I just show you, we use it exactly the same way, and it brings out there. And then when I want to get into a heavier coat, which would be like an Airedale coat or a Welsh or a Fox, they have a lot of thicker hair, I then use the tip of that and I just pull that down on the tip. So we're just doing that. Again, we're not dragging it out, we're letting the knife be guided, the hair being guided into the knife by my thumb, but I'm using the tip of it as well. So that's good, but I would say not so much for once you've got this coat, when it's like, you know, so overgrown. It's better to use it on a coat when it's been stripped. So this is what I would go over with later on, like so. And then you can see the difference in that coat to the very outer overgrown coat. This is the bit of the little bits that we've missed once we've been taking off the first lot. So this is the bit that we go back over a second time to remove to get that nicer finish. Okay, so what I'm going to do is it's going to take me a good hour at least to get through this. So I'm going to turn the video down and crack on and get that stripped out, and then I will come back and show you in stages and what we're doing with her shoulder, her rear end. We'll retouch on how we're going to do the bottom and her tail. She is a pet, so we do clip underneath. It's the kindest thing for her because she's not going to be with me daily, so that I can't keep on top of those bits, so doing that is going to be better for her. But I want to just retouch what we do when we've got this is such a thick part of the coat here on any of the dogs, so I wanted to just show you the technique that I used. If you've seen the videos with Dana, my Irish, you'll see how I've lifted the coat, brushed it out fan wise, and then worked in stages up, and that way you're not just going over the same bit and taking forever. So we'll come back and do that, but in the meantime I'm just going to crack on and take some of this coat off here. Just while we've got her so full in coat, you can see that the top of her body, so this is the top of her jacket, is a lot longer. Closer, is a lot longer and it's got a lot heavier than along her rib cage. Okay? So it's always this bit here that's going to be really thick and hairy. There is like a bit here that comes off, but this is where your detailed knife will come in. Look at that. That will come into action there a lot, you know, and you'll see a better result with a detailed knife there than you would on here. So if you want to get through a lot of the bulk, then you can use the main coarse one, which brings it all out really nicely. But I like to use this one. I use it on this side as well. It takes a little bit longer, but it also is a little bit more gentle on her, where she's not taking so much out in one go. And I can see where I am. I've got a better finish, and I can see where I need to go back over. Okay, so I'm going to crack on and do that, and then we'll come back and we'll touch on the bottom end.